Today we're going to talk about why zero divided by zero equals to error. Right now I have my not a math teacher, I guess.
Just say friend.
Okay. Right now I have my friend here. His name is Ugen.
Hello.
So Ugen, would you like to explain the principles of why zero divided by zero is error?
Well, okay, your question is okay. Good. It's a good enough kind of question. But then maybe you should make your general question a bit more general as well. So instead of saying zero divided by zero is undefined, you could always say that any number divided by zero is undefined. So we
Yes.
define a over zero is undefined for a being all real numbers. Okay. So because
Okay.
there are some other numbers as well. Maybe you should want to explain about that.
Okay. Before we get into why zero divided by zero is undefined, we need to get to know how division works. And to know how division works, we need to know all the four basics,
Operations.
basic operations, and get in depth them. Okay, let's start with additions. Okay, how additions work is that we combine two sets of numbers.
Nope.
Into becoming one full on number. Like we combine 3 with 2 and we get 5. For a subtraction, however, it's the opposite of
Addition.
addition. We are taking away one set of number with another set of number
From
from one set of
another
number.
thing is that it's not a set of number, it's just one number. So that just now in our example we used a set of number because there were multiple numbers.
Yeah.
So this is just one number.
Yeah.
So we are taking a value from another value. So
Yeah.
we all know that 5 is bigger than 4, but by how much? So that's what
Yes.
we're gonna get as the
Yeah.
answer.
Okay. So for I, what? So for multiply, is by like making copies of one set or one number. Basically, like copying the number 2 4 times, and we will get 8. So for division, again, Master Ugen has
What?
taught us as we need to know, like, for example, let's say 24 divided by 4. We need to know how many times 24 has to subtract by 4 to get
To
uh,
0.
yeah, to get to 0.
Mhm.
Yeah, that one is really important.
Okay, so it's like this. Let me try to explain. All right.
I don't know no
So yeah,
space.
we get how to delete the.
Oh,
All right. So obviously there are more than one way of looking into things. All right. So the way that we are going to explain today is going to cover for even the most basic level of mathematics students. All right. So when we say a number, say that a divided by 0, our question today is why is it undefined? Okay, so why isn't it infinity or 0 or whatever? All right.
yes.
So okay, we define a as an element of all real numbers. Okay, so a can be any real number. All right. So when we are saying that a number, let's say in our example 20, and we are saying that when it's divided by 5, we are practically what we are doing is that we are getting the answer to how many times 5 is subtracted from 20 to get 0, right?
Yes.
So 20 subtracted by 5 once, we get 15,
Yes.
all right? 15. So we subtract 5 again from there, we get 10. And then we subtract 5 again, we get
5.
5. Again, and then you do it, oh,
Once more, then you get 0.
yeah. And then you do it once more, we get 0. So how many times we did it? 1,
1,
2,
2,
3,
3,
and
4.
4. So that's what the answer is here. All right.
Okay.
So the same thing when we are talking about 20 divide by any number, let's say 20 itself, all right?
Yes.
So how many times we have to take 20 from 20 to get to 0?
20 separated by 20 is
Straight away 0. So it's only once, right?
Yes.
So that's the reason it's 1. So when we are talking about 20 divided by 0, how many times do we need to take 0 away from 20 to get to 0? We can't.
We
We
can't.
simply cannot. So that's the reason why it's undefined, all right? So there's no infinity or 0 here. So that explains why any number divided by 0 is undefined.
Okay. Well, thank you again for
You're welcome.
helping us with this problem.
Thanks.